find out. We're gonna find out. What's up, everybody? You can say what up. You can do what you just did. You can do what you just did.
I feel like a child that got told that you ever fucking
Oh, this
all right, we gotta keep this. This is good.
We already.
Is this still recording?
Yeah, it's recorded.
All right, yeah. So basically, what I was gonna do was this, everybody. I'm sorry. I did it.
Wait, I had to get it right again.
Nah,
I fucked it up. I fucked it up.
Ding, 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 ding.
I fucked it up. I fucked it up. Let me fix it. Let me get that Puerto Rican right over there. There we go. What's up, everybody?
What up, what up?
Aaron the Big Black Dude here with my boy Vincent.
Vince the Big Spanish Dude.
Vince the Big Spanish Dude, Aaron the Big Black Dude. And we was gonna make a video. We're still trying to figure this whole fuckity fuck. We're trying to get this shit set up.
Hold on. Use mine. You just need it for recording purposes, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
no, I gotta look. It's there. We there now. We there. I can. Fuck. Hold on, wait. No, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this shit. No, there we go, right there. You got the rubber shit on.
No, yeah, I know.
We gonna simulcast this shit. We gonna simulcast this shit. I got one right here.
Yeah.
This
the best time I've had it. Like fucking 9 days. Yo.
Jesus fucking Christ! Can this shit work? Because yours looks good as fuck. You got the iPhone right here. I'm gonna take both these shits and I'm just gonna chop them together.
Word. That's why we have multiple. This is why we doing it.
Multiple angles. This is from the iPhone. This is from some old ass LG, phone. The camera quality is not bad, right? Obviously, this one's much better. So now we got two cameras. Look at this shit.
Yo,
that's the setup.
We told y'all that we were gonna get better at this, and we just didn't think it was gonna. Well, this isn't necessarily better because your quality is much different than my quality. Yeah, so the chop and screw is gonna look really chopped and screwed. This was like a fucked up margarita.
It's going from 30 frames per second to like 65 frames per second. Like that shit look mad smooth.
Xbox and an Xbox One. Like
yeah. Oh man. Hey, what's up, guys?
What up,
Aaron the Big Black Dude here with another video.
Yes, sir.
And we're just fucking around right now at this point.
Yeah.
We was being serious before. We got another video. Hopefully you guys seen it.
Yeah.
But we're really just trying to figure out this new setup. We're not done yet. There's been some huge transitions, me fucking moving. But the whole point is for me to just stop giving a fuck and just throw content out there.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
So, talk your shit, nigga. Talk your shit.
You know what? I want to say something that I want to definitely touch on something in regards to what you were saying. Now, I'm not trying to put all your beans out there, spill it all. But I want to say that you moving down here was definitely a big move. Not just because of why, but really because you brought life back into the friendship. You know what I mean? Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you my brother, you know what I mean? I'm just, love you too, bro. And I know that that's not easy for you to have left the way that you did, but just know that this is all good vibes, man. I enjoy this. So for all of y'all who maybe be wondering, like, well, what happened and how did it get there and what the hell are they talking about?
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
There
or he'll talk about it. We're talking about this now, though. But anyway,
yeah, this is the new transition. This is the new life.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a blessed one.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later. Now, one of my last videos I posted on my page was how am I happy without having a job?
Right.
So I still don't got a fucking job, by the way. I'm looking for one. Anybody in the New Jersey area who's hiring a big ass loud black nigga, come right here. I'll do hard work. I'll shovel shit. Now, I mean, if I could be a fucking gigolo, I would. Like
some could debate that even exists at this moment, but
yeah, I mean, I might be one, but I'm not getting paid for it, so fuck all that shit. But the point is and I never really had a problem with like hookers or escorts because that's just women using their powers to get money. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather a woman tell me she's a fucking escort than tell me that she's a model. Yeah. Bitch, you're fucking just saying you fuck for money, bitch. It's real simple. Yeah. Just say you fuck for money. There's nothing bad about that.
I totally agree.
Now the guys who are upset about that shit, they're just fucking jealous, nigga. Like, it's real simple. They're just jealous. If I can get paid to have for me to fuck somebody, I would. I got no shame. You know, I'll fuck a 500-pound bitch for $500, easy. I'll fuck her for fucking $25, nigga. Like, you know how the fuck I am. You know how many savages I fuck for free, nigga.
Yeah, you'll fuck her for a fucking meal.
Hell yeah. You give me, hey, fat bitch, you give me a fucking steak, and I'm in that ass.
Steak.
I'll give you a salami, bitch. Like, this is shit we about to start talking about. I don't give a fuck no more. Like, when you got nothing to lose, you can say whatever the fuck you want. That bitch with the whole bistro, nigga. That bitch, I get the fucking the
salami.
The salami. I mean, I wish I knew cool Spanish names for meat, so I can say them. You know what I mean? Get the chicharrones and whatever the fuck.
The plátano.
Get the fucking plátano, bitch.
Yeah.
For free.
Oh man. This is real talk, everybody. You don't have to create content. You don't have to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to do anything along those lines to have a moment like this with people you care about, bro. Yeah. For real. Because people like this, in the way that we're, communicating and we're having fun and everything, and it's funny because this is going to go right into what we were talking about before. But this is real.
Yeah, this is real.
This is what's lacking in the world that we live in. And I'm not saying that
we in the Matrix now.
We are in the fucking Matrix.
We in the fucking Matrix.
People don't even realize that, we are in the Matrix. And the Matrix, I'm not saying the movie, even though that's obviously the
reference.
The reference into what the Matrix really is. But we are living in a world inside of a world. We're not even, we're so caught up and concerned about the most ridiculous stuff just because it's the topic of conversation, because I won't be normal or I won't be accepted if I don't talk about what you're interested in. Fucking people pleasers, bro.
What the fuck is normal? That's the question. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Any fucking person, I don't care if you're black, white, Spanish, I've been in all y'all motherfuckers' homes. Y'all all crazy, nigga. Fuck out of here. I don't care. Don't come on my fucking shit and start talking about how terrible I am, you pieces of fucking shit. Like, I know what's going on in y'all lives now. Y'all don't got shit to hide. And it's okay. That's the crazy thing. It's okay. Word. Everybody's fucking crazy. Everyone thinks that I'm like super aggressive. My words are fucking freeing as fuck. When I say everyone's crazy, that's a good thing. That means you can, all that social pressure, all that gigantic weight you have on your soul to try to be something that you don't want to be. You don't have to be that.
No, you don't. And you're playing yourself when you're doing it, because you're thinking that you're doing the right thing for you. You're thinking you're doing the right thing for your family, and everything about that. You feel like it's right. You try to justify the rightness in it, if even that's a word, which I doubt it is. But the fact of the matter is, you're not doing right by yourself. You're not doing right by your family. You are putting shame more on you than you can imagine. Mm-hmm. And it's not to say that you should just do away with yourself and call it a day. No, it's to say that if you value what's important, then do what you feel.
Yeah.
Do what you feel. Don't be afraid to be you. There's so many people that are afraid. Listen, I'm not going to mention what my profession is, all right, for, I guess, legal reasons and whatnot. But I will say this. I interact with individuals more than most people. Mm-hmm. And I would say that is the epicenter of how we all work together as a cohesive, group, so to speak. Mm-hmm. It is important, imperative, and it means everything that we talk and communicate with one another just so that we can better help each other. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen at all. You know why it doesn't happen? Because you have the group. It literally feels like high school. It feels like the high school that you see on television, not the high school I grew up with. Because the high school I grew up with wasn't like this. But anyway, you got the populars, the ones you got the ones that like to spend money, you got the ones that like to talk about. It's all these groups, subgroups, and so forth and so on. And the bullshit that I'm trying to get to real quick is that people don't want to talk to other people. People don't want to communicate. People don't want to interact. People would rather please one another and like metaphorically blowjob one another.
Yeah.
Just for the satisfaction of being accepted into some corny ass group of people who are at the time having a conversation about something that matters now at that moment, but like later they'll be like, wait, what did I say again? What? Don't you hate that? Oh, that was such an awesome conversation. Hour later, what did I even say again?
Yeah,
because it wasn't awesome.
It wasn't real. It didn't come from the soul.
You were blowjobbing the group.
Yeah. Now, and that's where the phrase "high school never ends" comes from.
Word.
And only because, just by the way, high school is a social construct. Like
exactly.
the high school. The reason why people say high school never ends is because that social construct never ends.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, all right, what's high school? Trying to fit in. They cram you in this spot. You have to go through these. You have to go through. It's basically like boot camp.
Honestly, it's at a time where your hormones are at their highest and you are at your most vulnerable, and so you gravitate to anything, bro. Yeah. So fucking like, I mean, you think you're discovering you when you're not. You're just being destroyed and distracted, and that's the problem. And by the way, we grew up in a public, high school and a public school system, not private. But I would say that the same thing exists in private schools, except there is there's more value in the teaching and the materials and so forth than there is in a public school, because the public school is following what they're told. Whereas some private schools have already come up with a way of teaching your child, and you go to the private school, you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
But in public, you have no choice.
Public schools are shit. Public schools are bullshit. Like just look at the funding. Like, you could tell what the world gives a fuck about by what's funding.
Bruh.
And nothing that's pro-life gets funded. You know
what's so funny that you mentioned that? In order for your school to get further funding, you have to prove that you need the funding, not that you deserve the funding. When I went to school, based on our test scores, if you got low, we were getting things because our test scores were lower instead of higher. And that they said, and literally, I think teachers knew that if the child, now this may seem stupid, crazy, and I may be thinking, and you may be thinking right now, oh, he's wrong, that's not right. No. Listen to me while I'm telling you this. When I went to school, I had a conversation with a substitute teacher, right? Which they tell all if you ever want to know more about the school system, because they're not fully involved into the school system that they're at. They're just subbing in, right? So I asked this teacher, I said, listen, they're always talking about funding, but I cool, so we got new computers. Why? We're not even doing anything, right? Yep. We have this, we have that. We have all these things that the school's providing us, and yet no one's getting any smarter, no one's becoming any more productive, and there's not like we have graduates that are scholars and so forth. They're just fucking getting by. Why? Okay. And he was like, listen, those tests that you take, when you don't do good in those tests, they think that they'll fund you the money you need in order to progress in those tests. So this is literally like the sports system where the team that's losing is first in the draft. Yeah. That's what it's like.
Jesus.
If you're doing this bad, we'll help you more. Instead, well, you're doing this good, we'll continue to help you further and do better. So there's seriously there's so many flaws in the school system in America. Let me make that clear. It's America. All right. I don't agree with a lot of the things that are in the school system. I told my children this, listen, school is school. You got to go. You have by law, you have to go. But here's the trick. It's copy, paste. That's it. Yeah. You're not necessarily learning anything. And if you do, which I don't steer them away from having this experience, but if you have a teacher or a person in your school that is thinking outside the box, embrace it, take that, learn from it, involved with it, do everything you can, because those are the very few people like myself, my boy Aaron, and my other bro Dan, we've gravitated to each other because we realized we were thinking outside the box. And that's what is lacking in the school system.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, boy, you get in fucking trouble for being different in school.
Word.
You get in fucking trouble. They want you to become just lemmings, just robot automatons. I used to get in so much trouble for not accepting the horse shit that was given to me. And that persisted until I started saying fuck it. And I started saying fuck it, I would say I used to say fuck it with tentatively. I used to be like, fuck it. Fuck it. And the world would just come crashing down and fuck that nigga. That's the world. It's if you're not certain about shit, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to take a fucking loss, don't do it. Because the way the world keeps people in line is, if you have a little inclination to do something, a tidal wave will come down on your ass. And if you're not strong enough to take that fucking tidal wave, then don't do it.
Exactly.
Me, I had to be able to say I'm ready to lose fucking everything to be able to talk like this. And a lot of people watching this are probably gonna fucking hate this. And I realize why people hate this, or people like hate me.
Right.
Because I'm the motherfucker they're afraid to be. You know what I mean? We're the motherfuckers they're afraid to be.
But it's funny how if something like this becomes popular, they're living life vicariously through you. They are living through your eyes, your words, but they can't do it on their own. Let me tell you. All right. Freedom of speech.
Yeah, talk to that camera.
Freedom of speech.
Talk to us. Talk to LG
Freedom
camera.
of speech is a great opportunity for you to express yourself. Do you need the world to tell you you have freedom of speech? No, but when you hurt somebody's feelings and then you're in court the next day, that's why freedom of speech is a law in its own way, shape, or form. But what I'm trying to say is, freedom of speech is a powerful thing.
Oh yeah.
Don't ever hold your tongue if you feel that you have to say something. Don't ever say what you don't feel or don't mean, because then you're lying to yourself. Be truthful, be honest, and do what you feel is right. Now, I'm not promoting wrong. So if somebody on the other side of this is thinking about doing something effed up and they think it's right, you are absolutely incorrect about my methods here.
But here just to preface what you're saying, most times when you speak from the heart, when you speak from your gut, it's righteous.
Word.
Like, no, I don't. The only reason why things get distorted and turned evil is because they're so afraid to do the thing that's in their gut. And like,
exactly.
So it's like, you know, I want to, for example, and all you, if there's any ladies watching or any guys watching, if this applies to you, just leave me a like, subscribe. By the way, you guys, like, subscribe, all this other shit. You know, I know that I'm unhappy in my relationship. I should leave this motherfucker. I'm saying motherfucker because I don't want to say girl or guy.
Cool.
I'm gonna leave this motherfucker, right? And what happens when you don't? You know what you want to do in your gut. What happens when you don't? That shit, you get maligned, you get vicious, you get resentful, you get angry.
You self-destruct.
You self-destruct. You do all these things in your spirit because you didn't want to do what was really in your soul.
Yeah.
It starts manifesting itself until you're such a disgusting person that person forces that person basically, instead of being strong enough to leave, they force you to make the move. How many people have been in that situation?
And then it's funny because then they'll find, they'll interact with family members and people that that love them and care about them, and then vice versa. And then the first thing that comes out of their mouths is, "You've changed. What happened to you?"
Yeah.
And honestly, when I heard about some of the personal things that you were going through, that was one of my worries. It's like, yo, I think you're going to change. Like, I hope he doesn't change. I hope he doesn't become hardened. Nope. I hope he doesn't become bitter. And I got the opposite, bro. I got the opposite.
No, I'm free as a fucking bird. I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm happy as fuck. I don't in my present. I don't have shit right now. So if you guys want to leave a donation, you guys can donate all you want. You know, I'm gonna have the donation link. I'm poor as fuck, and I don't care. I'm happy, but I'll be happy as fuck. When you think I'm talking shit now, nigga? When I get rich. Like, I've been telling people about my fuck you list for a long time. Don't let me get rich, motherfuckers. Don't let me get rich, because that fuck you list is I'm gonna be in jail by the time. Like, I'm gonna go. I can't wait to get on get on an award show and just read my fuck yous. Oh man, that's a dream.
You mean the roast on Comedy Central?
Oh man, yeah, my fuck you list.
You're gonna roast so many people that are not even present because they couldn't make it out there.
Hell yeah, man. But yeah, but my entire goal is, before I become rich and famous, that I purge myself of wanting to use a fuck you list.
Exactly.
Because if $1 million is dropped in my fucking lap right now, I'm gonna slap some people in real life. Like, I'm gonna have some lawsuits on my hand. So I pray every day that before I get rich, that I have alleviated some of my bitchiness. I mean, that's all it is. That's all it is. Like resentment, anger, frustration, guilt. All those are just negative,
what
feminine
they're saying,
emotions.
right?
What?
Aaron, you're gonna allow money to change you?
Oh yeah, nigga. No, it ain't gonna change me. I'm saying that's what I'm saying now. But that's what I'm saying right now, because I'm always going to be a better person than I am at any day.
Exactly.
But I know at my current state, hell yeah, it won't change me, but there's gonna be at least a good year when there's gonna be a good year where I'm just a savage, you know. But that's why I'm praying to be better. I'm always praying to be better, you know. And this is why I'm glad I have nothing, because now all I can do is focus on my thoughts, you know. And
that's beautiful, man. And let it be clear too, and full disclosure, these videos are not for us. They help us, and we are spending more time with each other, and we get to do things like this. But honestly, this is for y'all. This is information. This is knowledge, and this is all that we could possibly provide to y'all. It's it's never gonna change. You know, I'm not gonna go venture out and do something different and totally off the wall, and neither is Aaron. Between the both of us, the message that we're trying to convey, the method to the madness of all of this, is to help people open up and to bring life back into this world. There are just too many people who are just sensitive and hurt and all these things that are wrong, that's going wrong and can keep getting worse if we allow it to. And this is our way of contributing to helping people not let it get worse. If there's any way that we can help y'all by this way or another way, then this is what we, you know, this is why we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone gets mad at us, please give us the hate. Like give us the hate you're afraid to give your wife.
Reason.
Give us the and that too. But give us the hate you're afraid to give your wife. That you're afraid to give your boss. That you're afraid to give, you know, your teenager who's getting older than you, or who's getting stronger than you, and you can't like be the man or woman you want to be. You know, I'll take hate. I'm strong enough. Are you? Are you strong enough? You know, so this is, if we got to be punching bags for you motherfuckers, for you pussies out there, so be it. I'm okay with that. I'm a big, loud black dude. You know, Vince is just an aggressive ass, you know, person. I would say Spanish person, but you're just a person.
Well, to clarify, I'm not exactly as aggressive as you are, but when I'm in my feelings, I'm not gonna hold my tongue, bro. And I'm gonna articulate my words in a way that I don't sound stupid and that I don't sound snobby. I want to be able to convey my message so that you understand where I'm coming from, maybe perhaps even relate to what I'm going through, and then maybe get something from what I'm explaining as far as my experiences, my victories, my losses, because this conversation, it seems to be the only way that we can reach out to people and help them. You know, nobody wants to be helped no more. Nobody wants to have help in anything unless they, you know, whatever. I don't know. It's weird. Like, people don't want help for the things they need. They want help for the things that are not needed. Distractions. Hey, can you help me open up this account so I can spend a lot of money, thousands of dollars, and then go into debt? No. The fuck do I want? But they do it.
Yeah, but no one's gonna ask for help. Can you help me get these feelings out?
Yeah.
Can you help me feel vulnerable? You know, this is why all that positive affirmation, these dumb bitches, I mean men and women, by the way. I use bitches, I mean
in general.
In this case, I am speaking to dumb bitches in terms of women, but my phrase bitches is agnostic. That shit is unisex. A bitch could be a dude all day. So, but, you know, dumb bitches who have all this positive affirmation bullshit. You see all that horse shit on fucking internet.
You know what? I have a perfect way for us to implement this all together.
What?
So, recently, my bro and I, we went and had the amazing experience, 2 different takes from either, you know, from both of us, but we went to go see the movie Joker.
Oh, man.
And I know that a lot of people out there, controversy is like big right now, and they're just like, what was it all about? What was the message they were trying to get across? This is what I got from it, and I know that he's going to explain what he got from it. Pretty much, first and foremost, Joker, the movie, it was amazing to me. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I felt like it was a masterpiece. I feel that there are not enough movies like Joker.
That should be my skin.
It was like, basically, to summarize, it was a movie that used less and made more. Because there was really not a lot. It wasn't what you were, you know, everybody was so used to seeing Hollywood style movies of the big booms and crashes and racing scenes and guns and so forth. This was everything opposite from that, besides the one part with the gun. And it still did better than most movies because it was real. And and the reason why I say this is because of this. My take from the movie was mental illness. Mental illness is real. I get it. And I also, in some ways, can understand what it feels like to suffer from things, emotional memories, and just very traumatizing experiences that can change and alter the way you think and feel. What I do want to say is that movie brought a lot of light and clarity into how things quickly progress to what it now is considered too late. You know, we talk about mental illness so quickly because it's almost taboo. It's very uncomfortable. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that you harbor feelings or that you deep within suffer from pain from an experience that you don't think others will understand or accept or perhaps see you the same way. And that's the sad part. And this goes into why we were talking about, you know, you can't even open up about your feelings because the backlash, the negative effects that even exist when they shouldn't can just really destroy a person's image and their way of feeling and thinking and expressing themselves.
They can destroy their reality.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what, you know, the Joker, I'm just from my take on it, that movie was unnerving as fuck because it was so real. You know, like I'm sure, you know, I was next to Vince, he could feel my skin crawling when we were watching the movie because I felt that way before, nigga.
Word.
Like I felt that fucking way, like to have the world make you feel invisible, to have you quietly screaming in pain and everyone ignoring you. Like I felt that way before, and I might not suffer from, I mean, who knows, nigga? I could have mental illness.
Nobody really knows. You can't self-diagnose yourself.
Yeah,
that's the crazier part.
The crazy thing is,
that you don't know if you're crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Until you do know, which that's part of the movie.
Yeah, until you know.
My man knew he was crazy.
Yeah, you know until you know. You know, but the thing that was shocking, it wasn't the way he was dealing with the mental illness. It was how the world was treating him when he had the mental illness. You know, like things were clearly wrong with him. Even you know, his psychiatrist, therapist, whatever the fuck she was, she just was going through the motions. Even the woman on I'm not going to go through the spoilers, but even the woman on the bus, you've seen the woman that he basically let her know that he had mental illness, and she still sort of disregarded him. The characters, all the other characters in the movie, they all seem to know he's crazy, but choose to ignore it because they just want to get along with their day. They have more important shit to worry about.
And that was one of the things that I noticed that you just mentioned. It's sad that, like, you don't even realize that this is what we're doing, not only to ourselves, but to our own family members and our own children. You know, we don't want to hear what they have to say. And I am a victim of this. Or not a victim, but I am a person who has done this, and I sometimes still do it, where you just don't want to hear, you don't want to deal with nothing. Your day was so messed up that their experience has no matter in your life. It just doesn't matter. And okay, really? Oh, all right, that's what happened. Okay, well, fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, bye, get out of here, go do something, escape, bye, shoot. That's our problem. Our problem is that we're not focusing on the things that matter. And this movie really enlightened me about why I should focus more about the things that matter and not so much of the things that don't matter. You know, I pride myself on being a great parent. I pride myself on being a great contribution to my community. If all the things go well in my life, I hope to retire and enjoy my life with my future wife and just be the best that I can be continuously. With that being said, I can't get to that point where I can truly enjoy life if I ignore the things that are in front of me. And part of that was, you know, me. I was neglecting me, bro. I am somewhat a joker in me. We all have a joker in us. You know what I mean? We all experience some form of mental illness, even in just the smallest fraction. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're crazy or anything, or that there's something wrong with you. What I'm saying is that we all have had traumatizing, you know, experiences.
All of us.
When you turn on CNN and you see war and you see death and killing, never mind the politics, just all that.
Yeah, that alone is traumatizing.
That can cause PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah, you could sit there in your house for a year straight and just keep seeing it on
and go crazy,
and guarantee you're gonna fucking go crazy.
And not only are you gonna go crazy, but you're gonna have a whole way of thinking that's entirely different from when you first started that 1 hour.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're going to go from thinking that, you know, if I recycle, I'm helping the world. You know, if I pick up trash off the ground, I'm helping the world, which I'm not saying those things do not help the world. But you go from thinking that those are the ways that you can give and show that you care to now, 1 year later, after experiencing that kind of form of trauma, you know, trauma and just all kinds of wrong, you start to realize, man, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Fuck you. What did you? And then you get road rage and all kinds of shit like.
That's resentment. That's resentment. That's why in the end, when the Joker finally became the Joker,
right.
I'm just saying that because obviously I'm not saying any spoilers because I didn't say any details. But when he finally becomes the Joker,
yeah,
he is free.
Yes,
you know he is free to do whatever he wants, and he shows that shit in a big way. Now, and that could, you know, but that's what happens when you allow the world to malign you.
Yep.
You know, I honestly think I haven't told you this yet, but I thought that Joker was, you know, MGTOW the movie. I thought that shit was MGTOW the movie. Word. Some real shit. That's what happened with some of these fucking pussies who feel like the world's against them. Like, you know, that shit is crazy.
Damn. And you know what's crazy too? It's funny you say that because, like, growing up, you know, again, I'm not going to go into details as far as what I do for a living, but I'll say that I see people that they put on a badge and wear a gun, and they change entirely from the person you knew them to be. And we don't think that's crazy. But yet we look at the world and we see cops, you know, people of authority putting lives in their hands and determining, you know, whether a person lives or dies. And we don't think that's crazy. But a person with mental illness who we have seen the signs in front of our own eyes lead up to a point where they commit the most heinous act, and then we call them crazy. And you don't understand that, you know, civil service persons, people, those who help those in need and see the things and the conditions and the effects of just everything that's like wrong and unfortunate, that has an effect on those individuals, those service, you know, those people who service the community. There's a reason why police officers take their lives. There's a reason why firefighters take their lives. And there's a reason why EMTs take their lives. It's because there's only but so much that a world can take. You can only fill your glass up before it starts to overflow. And there are people that can handle it and they can pour that cup and then refill. And then there are those who they break the glass entirely.
Yeah, the glass is fucking shattered.
And the reason why I say this, and you know, this is not like a public service announcement or nothing, but the Joker was seen to be crazy. And it's funny how the victims in the movie who died from his hands, you know, were seen to be as victims and only victims. There was nothing wrong that they did. And yet I have found, and it's funny, I've talked to, I would say about a handful of people who all believe that the victims, those who had died by the hands of the Joker, deserved it.
And that's scary. That's scary.
And are they crazy? I don't know, because I know these people to be exactly the ones you run to when you need help.
Yeah.
When you can't do things and you need someone that can, and they're a professional, and they're not crazy. They're not crazy, at least to my experience and my knowing of them.
But I think there's a lot more. I think this world is breeding not just psychopaths. I think the world is breeding a lot more sociopaths than we want to give credit for. Just people who just have their own interest in mind and their own psychopathy and their own moral values.
Yeah.
But I think this was a pretty heavy conversation, and
I do definitely believe that we should have more conversations similar to this.
Absolutely.
You know, and
this is good.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Hope you guys enjoyed this.
Appreciate you.
Here, give them the thumbs up. Show them that. Do this thing. If you guys like, subscribe. You know, at the bottom, one of wherever it's gonna be at, you know, one of them.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, that shit. Share with your friends and family who just want a big laugh. Who, you know, if you guys are sexist, racist, misogynist, feminist, whatever the fuck you are. If you guys just don't like loud black people or loud people in general, just share it with your friends. We accept all the hate.
Yep.
We accept all the love.
And please give your comments. Please, we want to hear your opinion, or rather not hear, but we want to see and read your opinions. But please don't give us a paragraph or an essay. We don't work in the government. We don't have time to
relegate that shit to like, 2 paragraphs tops. If I see like a one and a half paragraphs tops.
Yeah, keep it engaging, please.
Yeah, if it can't fit on fucking Twitter, don't put that shit up. All right?
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not gonna read it.
120 characters. Please.
I think it's 250 now, but
they upped it.
Keep it like that. But see you guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Hey guys. Guys have a good day.
Salute.
Turn that shit off.